So a house that could be free, like river water, or like ocean water, or like fruit, vegetables, which is free, sunlight, which is free, oxygen, which is free, living, which should be free, because of capitalism and greed, and because of division and competition, we need to make more than our neighbor. We cannot talk to them. We can't make friends with them. We cannot build with them because they gotta work. They gotta make more than us. So you get essentially a house that is made of free wood that was paid for, even though the wood grew out of the ground for free. Someone bought the land, which the land was free, but someone put a price on it. So the guy that bought the land with the forest, he bought it from who? I don't know. Definitely someone that doesn't own the earth, because we all own it. We should all own it. We all should have it. And that's not entitlement. But someone decided to put a price tag on the land. So they bought the land. They cut down the trees. They made houses. And instead of all that being for free, which if they would have got the house for free, I mean, if they would have got the land for free, they would have cut down the trees for free. They would have built a house for free. And all they're really extruding is their labor, and they're giving it away for free. And we're all working together. Instead of that happening, we chose capitalism, which is competition. So, someone bought the land that had trees because they seen that people are going to need wood. So they had money and they said, you know what, I'm going to buy this forest that's very close to this city that's being built, and then I'm going to sell the forest to someone or lease it for a high profit. So now that house that should be free, it's about $600,000 and a lifetime of labor. Even though you can build your own house in about 6 months if you had all the material. And it only costs about $80,000 or less in material for a house. I know this because my parents built a house and they paid $120,000 for a 3-bedroom, 2-car garage house. So that's how much they paid for it in Los Angeles. So the house is worth about $600,000 now. But they also had the land. So let's say capitalism in the beginning, a house was worth about $100,000. Some guy said, you know what, $100,000 is not even that bad. I'll buy it. I'm going to sell it to somebody else, but with interest. So I'm gonna sell it for $150,000, and I'm gonna charge about $75,000 in interest. So one person pays $270,000 for a house that was worth $100,000 in the 1950s, or probably less than that, but just hypothetically. So the chain keeps going, and people say, well, I don't want to get a job. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get some rental property, and instead of giving a person the chance to buy a house, I'm just going to keep the house and I'm going to rent them the house. That way they pay off my house, and I make money. But you see, that's exploiting someone for capitalism. So is this capitalism is starting to exploit people? So now you have people leaving parts of the country to go to the other parts of the country that are cheaper, and they are not welcome by their neighbors because capitalism hasn't reached all the parts of the United States yet. Capitalism has conquered New York and California. We're the most progressively capitalized state, California and New York. Texas is currently becoming capitalized. Now, a lot of people think, oh, people moving to Texas because they love the politics. No. It's because when you move to Texas, it's in the middle of the United States. It's underdeveloped. It's not developed land yet. California, Los Angeles is fully developed. There's not a square foot where there's not a house. Well, there's some places here and there where they have a space to grow. But you can rarely go anywhere in LA County and not see a house or some sort of building. It's because it's fully developed. It's completely, everybody got dibs on every part of Los Angeles. It's fully developed. 10 million people in one county. That's the most populated county in the whole United States. So it's not politics, it's capitalism. Everybody bought Boardwalk in Los Angeles. Everybody owns some part of Los Angeles. You cannot buy property there without paying a crap load of money. Now Texas, semi-decent area. The reason why people wouldn't go to Texas is because of tornadoes, but they forgot about that. Or they don't put it on the news, or people are just dumb. But the reason people didn't go to Texas was because there was tornadoes. And tornadoes would destroy places like Kansas and Texas and all these other places. So Texas is underdeveloped, and nobody wanted to move there because they're of fear of tornadoes. But now that people are seeing, oh, you know what, tornadoes are rare. And even if there's a tornado, you can survive it. So Texas is technically going back to 1970, where the state is not populated yet. So Texas is going to have a good boom for about 30 years. 30 or 40 years. Could be 30 or 40 years of economic boom for Texas. And then in 30 or 40 years, it's going to be Los Angeles. Now, the thing about it is that Texas is about, maybe not too much, maybe about 40 years behind California. But it's growing so fast because everybody's jumping ship because the shit is cheap and everybody's going where everybody goes. Regardless of politics, they're going to make Texas a democratic state, not because they're dumb or anything. It's because people that lived in a progressive state know that Democrats kind of drive out big businesses. Now, a lot of big businesses are moving to Texas, and California just barely got rid of that trash, right? And gave the city back to the